Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Usually followed by with well-informed about or knowing thoroughly. Familiar with the complex machinery. Having mutual interests or affections, of established friendship. On familiar terms. A spirit, usually in animal form, that acts as an assistant to a witch or wizard. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. A person attached to the household of a high official, as a pope or bishop, who renders service in return for support. Well known or easily recognized. A familiar figure. Within normal everyday experience. Common and ordinary, not strange. Familiar ordinary objects found in every home. Usually followed by with well-informed about or knowing thoroughly. Conversant with business trends. Having or fostering a warm or friendly and informal atmosphere. An intimate cocktail lounge. Having mutual interests or affections, of established friendship. Pretending she is on an intimate footing with those she slanders. Imply as a possibility. Concerning things deeply private and personal. Intimate correspondence. Involved in a sexual relationship. The intimate, or sexual, relations between husband and wife. Give to understand. Thoroughly acquainted through study or experience. This girl, so intimate with nature. Innermost or essential. The intimate structure of matter. Someone to whom private matters are confided. Marked by close acquaintance, association, or familiarity. Intimate friend. Used euphemistically to refer to the genitals. He touched her intimate parts. A spirit, usually in animal form, that acts as an assistant to a witch or wizard. Make a logical or causal connection. Keep company with, hang out with. He associates with strange people. A degree granted by a 2-year college on successful completion of the undergraduate's course of studies. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. Bring or come into association or action. Any event that usually accompanies or is closely connected with another. First was the lightning and then its thunderous associate. A person who joins with others in some activity or endeavor. He had to consult his associate before continuing. A person with subordinate membership in a society, institution, or commercial enterprise. Associates in the law firm bill at a lower rate than do partners. Having partial rights and privileges or subordinate status. An associate member. A traveler who accompanies you. Be a companion to somebody. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. Drinking companions. One paid to accompany or assist or live with another. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. Comrades in arms. Used as a term of address for those male persons engaged in the same movement. Greetings, comrade. A fellow member of the Communist Party. One of a pair. One eye was blue but its fellow was brown. A man who is the lover of a man or woman. A person who is member of one's class or profession. He sent email to his fellow hackers. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. An informal form of address for a man. Say, fellow, what are you doing? A boy or man. There's a fellow at the door. A member of a learned society. He was elected a Fellow of the American Physiological Association. Having much knowledge or education. An informed public. Cease to operate or cause to cease operating. The owners decided to move and to close the factory. Come to a close. The concert closed with a nocturne by Chopin. Not far distant in time or space or degree or circumstances. She was close to tears. Of textiles. A close weave. Marked by fidelity to an original. A close translation. Fill or stop up. Can you close the cracks with caulking? Inclined to secrecy or reticence about divulging information. Although they knew her whereabouts, her friends kept close about it. Near in time or place or relationship. The bullet didn't come close. Move so that an opening or passage is obstructed. Make shut. In an attentive manner. He remained close on his guard. Lacking fresh air. The dreadfully close atmosphere. The last section of a communication. The temporal end. The concluding time. They were playing better at the close of the season. Come together, as if in an embrace. Her arms closed around her long-lost relative. The concluding part of any performance. Become closed. The windows closed with a loud bang. Crowded. Close quarters. Unite or bring into contact or bring together the edges of. Close the circuit. Giving or spending with reluctance. Very close, or near, with his money. Of a contest or contestants, evenly matched. A close contest. Fitting closely but comfortably. A close fit. At or within a short distance in space or time or having elements near each other. Close to noon. Bar access to. Due to the accident, the road had to be closed for several hours. Be priced or listed when trading stops. The stock market closed high this Friday. Bring together all the elements or parts of. Management closed ranks. Cause a window or an application to disappear on a computer desktop. Change one's body stance so that the forward shoulder and foot are closer to the intended point of impact. Close in relevance or relationship. A close family. Complete a business deal, negotiation, or an agreement. We closed on the house on Friday. Confined to specific persons. A close secret. Draw near. The probe closed with the space station. Engage at close quarters. Close with the enemy. Finish a game in baseball by protecting a lead. The relief pitcher closed with 2 runs in the second inning. Finish or terminate, meetings, speeches, etc. The meeting was closed with a charge by the chairman of the board. Rigorously attentive, strict and thorough. close supervision. Strictly confined or guarded. Kept under close custody. Used of hair or haircuts. A close military haircut. Frequently experienced, known closely or intimately. A well-known voice reached her ears. Widely or fully known. A well-known politician. Having fair knowledge of. They were acquainted. Much trodden and worn smooth or bare. Did not stray from the beaten path. Formed or made thin by hammering. Beaten gold. Frequently experienced, known closely or intimately. A long familiar face. Skilled through long experience. An old offender. Belonging to some prior time. Just preceding something else in time or order. My old house was larger. Very good. We had a grand old time. Of a very early stage in development. Of long duration, not new. Old tradition. Past times, especially in the phrase, in days of old. Used especially of persons, having lived for a relatively long time or attained a specific age. His mother is very old. Used for emphasis, very familiar. Good old boy. Commonly encountered. The usual greeting. Occurring or encountered or experienced or observed frequently or in accordance with regular practice or procedure. Grew the usual vegetables. A piece of open land for recreational use in an urban area. Common to or shared by two or more parties. A common friend. Being or characteristic of or appropriate to everyday language. Common parlance. Commonly encountered. A common, or familiar, complaint. Lacking refinement or cultivation or taste. Behavior that branded him as common. Of or associated with the great masses of people. The common people in those days suffered greatly. Of low or inferior quality or value. Produced the common cloths used by the poorer population. Belonging to or participated in by a community as a whole, public. For the common good. Having no special distinction or quality. Widely known or commonly encountered, average or ordinary or usual. The common man. To be expected, standard. Common decency. A plot of ground where plants are cultivated. A yard or lawn adjoining a house. The flowers or vegetables or fruits or herbs that are cultivated in a garden. The usual or familiar type. It is a common or garden sparrow. Work in the garden. My hobby is gardening. Appropriate for ordinary or routine occasions. Everyday clothes. Found in the ordinary course of events. A placid everyday scene. Commonplace and ordinary. The familiar everyday world. Apprehended with certainty. A known quantity. The general atmosphere of a place or situation and the effect that it has on people. Any incorporeal supernatural being that can become visible, or audible, to human beings. Infuse with spirit. The company spirited him up. Animation and energy in action or expression. The state of a person's emotions, especially with regard to pleasure or dejection. He was in good spirits. An inclination or tendency of a certain kind. The intended meaning of a communication. A fundamental emotional and activating principle determining one's character. The vital principle or animating force within living things. Any incorporeal supernatural being that can become visible, or audible, to human beings. A member of the Religious Society of Friends founded by George Fox, the Friends have never called themselves Quakers. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. They are friends of the library. An associate who provides cooperation or assistance. A person with whom you are acquainted. We are friends of the family. A person you know well and regard with affection and trust. He was my best friend at the university. A person working in the service of another, especially in the household. A fee charged in advance to retain the services of someone. A dental appliance that holds teeth, or a prosthesis, in position after orthodontic treatment. A person working in the service of another, especially in the household. In a subordinate position. The state cannot be a servant of the church. A participant in a date. Someone who escorts and protects a prominent person. The act of accompanying someone or something in order to protect them. Accompany or escort. Accompany as an escort. She asked her older brother to escort her to the ball. An attendant who is employed to accompany someone. A comrade, especially in Russian communism. A participant in a date. His date never stopped talking. Date regularly. Have a steady relationship with. The specified day of the month. What is the date today? A meeting arranged in advance. She asked how to avoid kissing at the end of a date. Stamp with a date. The package is dated November 24th. A particular day specified as the time something happens. The date of the election is set by law. Assign a date to. Determine the probable date of. Scientists often cannot date precisely archaeological or prehistorical findings. Go on a date with. Provide with a dateline. Mark with a date. She wrote the letter on Monday, but she dated it Saturday so as not to reveal that she procrastinated. Sweet edible fruit of the date palm with a single long woody seed. The particular day, month, or year, usually according to the Gregorian calendar, that an event occurred. He tried to memorize all the dates for his history class. The present. They are up to date. A companion at play. A companion at play. A comrade, especially in Russian communism.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.